So therefore, lettuce, for example, if you buy lettuce for lettuce, is it permissible? Can you buy 10 lettuce for one lettuce? Answer is yes. Why? Because although it's a food item, it can't be stored. You with me, guys? Huh? Sorry, you can't, because it's going to go off. We're not talking about fridges, guys. Come on, Islam. We're not talking about fridges. We're talking about storing the item itself. Yeah, but look at tamar, for example. Tamar, which is dates. Can you store it? Yeah. Is it a food item? Yeah. So therefore, ribah happens in it. Okay. Also, one point of benefit to notice is that this is the raw material we're talking about. We're not talking about the converted material. So we're not talking about lettuce in a sandwich, and we're not talking about the wheat and the barley in the pizza base. No. When these products have been changed into a different product, into a usable product, then the ribah does not happen in it. This is why you can sell 10 pizzas for one pizza. So I can tell Brother Rahim, give me 10 of your pizzas for one of my pizzas. Okay, guys? So when it has changed its form from its original raw material, then the ribah does not take place in it. Are we clear on that? Okay. This is why you can sell one animal, one sheep, for 2 sheep. Okay, because even though the sheep is something that can be stored and also something that can, the sheep I did not explain. The sheep or anything that is sold as an item, as a single item, right? And is neither weighed, neither stored, neither is it weighed. It is sold as a habba, as we say, as an item and an item, right? When there's an item, then there is no ribah in it. Like, for example, we're talking about food items. Remember, guys, we're not talking about monetary stuff. In food items, when there is habba, when it is item to item, like, for example, 1 sheep for 2 goats, or 1 sheep, for example, 2 sheep for one camel, right? Then there is no ribah in it. So you can delay paying your camel, and you can increase in the sheep or number of camels as you wish. Because that is to do with items to items. Okay, so the only case in food items in which there is ribah is when you can store them and it is weighed and it is a food item. Everything else, if it is like a single item, it is sold as a single item to single item. Like, for example, another example of single item that is sold in the market. For example, watermelons. Watermelons are sold as single, isn't it? Okay, so if you're sold as a single item for a single item, you can easily sell 1 watermelon for 20 watermelons. Okay, because it is sold as a single whole for a single whole. Whereas, dates, for example, nuts, for example, wheat, rice, etc., they are not sold as single items. They're sold as a gathered piece, and so therefore ribah happens in it. So therefore you cannot sell 1 kg of rice for 2 kg of rice. Or you can't sell 1 kg of rice for another 1 kg of rice at a delayed time. No. Okay, what about flour? Flour is made from wheat and rice, isn't it? You can wheat flour, you can have rice flour, and you can have corn flour, for example. Is there ribah in it? Can you sell 1 kg of flour for another kg of flour? Can you sell 1 kg of flour for 2 kgs of flour? Answer is yes. Why? Because it has changed from its original form. Okay? It has changed from its original form. What was the original form? It was the rice pod, the rice and the wheat, isn't it? Then this was ground. So there was some service that went into it. So because of that, you can sell 1 kg of flour for 2 kgs of flour. Okay? A little bit confusing, but that's because you're hearing it for the first time. And when I heard it for the first time, it was just out of my head. And so inshallah, please try and think about it. Try and think about it, inshallah, slowly. Next time you hear it, it'll become it'll just come to you very easily. So, let's go through what I said there. Conditions for selling ribah items. The condition for selling the same category, right, which is in the monetary category or in the food category, and the same species, like for example, gold, which is from the monetary category. So gold for gold, then we have 2 conditions. First condition is same quantity for quantity, And the second thing is at the same time, hand in hand. Is that clear, guys? Yeah. Conditions for selling same category but different species. Same category but different species, such as gold for silver. Then we only have one condition, and that is hand in hand. Same time, hand in hand. And if what is the condition for selling for different categories? Let's say for gold, for wheat, for example, from monetary category to something in the food category, or anything else. What is there any condition? We say no conditions, meaning that you can sell it increase or decrease, or you can also delay giving one for the other, right? So there are no conditions. Both an increase and decrease in quantity, as well as delay in handing over either one of the commodities, is permissible. Yeah, is that clear, guys? Inshallah. Okay, we will just stop for the adhan here, inshallah, and I will talk about inshallah some examples of how riba happens in modern day transactions, and inshallah we'll wait for your questions until then, inshallah. Allahu ta'ala a'lam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. We will start from where we left off, and that was let me just revise with you again. Riba is of two types. There's riba nasi'a, which is the riba of delay, and the riba of increase, which is the riba al-fadl. And the riba of fadl, the riba of increase is very easy. That is just an increase upon the commodity, which is riba, a riba commodity, an increase in which the Sharia has not permitted. As for riba nasi'a, the riba of delay, then that is to delay in handing over the commodity to the other person. And the riba of nasi'a and the riba of fadl can be easily understood from the hadith that we had mentioned. Irbad ibn Sariya mentioned that he heard Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, al-dhahabu bil-dhahab, gold for gold, al-fidda bil-fidda, silver for silver, al-burr bil-burr, and wheat for wheat, barley for barley, sha'ir for sha'ir, barley for barley, wal-milh bil-milh, and salt for salt, mithl bil-mithl, the same quantity for the same quantity, yadan bi-yad, hand in hand. So this is the hadith that we have in front of us. Thereafter Rasulullah said in another narration, فَإِذَا اخْتَلَفَ هَذِهِ الْأَجْنَاسِ, then if these species are different, فَبَاعِعُوا كَيْفَ شِئْتُمْ, then sell as you wish, meaning as different quantities as you wish, إِذَا كَانَ يَدًا بِيَدٍ, as long as it is hand to hand, meaning at the same time. So from this we understood the ulama made two categories. This is the category, the monetary category, and the other category is the food category. And the monetary category, there are two species in there. There's the gold and the silver. And in the food category, there are three species that the Rasul mentioned. There's the wheat, the barley, and the salt. And we mentioned that when you sell gold for gold, you have to have two conditions. And these conditions are, you have to have hand to hand, and it has to be at the same time. And if you're selling from silver to gold, إِذَا اخْتَلَفَ الْأَجْنَاسِ, gold to silver or silver to gold, then you have only one condition, that is hand to hand. And if it is from one category to the other category, such as gold, with gold you want to buy wheat, or with gold you want to buy salt, then there is no conditions at all. Okay, this is inshallah very easy. We also mentioned that if the foodstuff is if the foodstuff is sold as a whole, such as for example battikh, which is the watermelon, and then it is permissible to sell one for two, because the riba does not go into that. Also, for example, in animals, we said that the riba does not go in there. This is why, because Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu used to sell the bi'r of sadaqah, the ba'ir of sadaqah, which is the sadaqah that the people had given, for the two ba'ir for one ba'ir, meaning that he would ask for the ba'ir now for a the camel. He would ask for a camel, because Rasulullah sometimes needed camels for his wars, right? For some of the wars that he did. So, but he would need it now, not until and sometimes camels would not be available now.